Welcome back to New Realities. I'm Alan Steinfeld, and I'm very happy to be joined today by two of my favorite people who have dedicated their lives to evolution, transformation, the process of awakening. TIsan Holman, and my friend and colleague, Swaha Holmand. They're going to be talking about, thank you both for being here. It's their beautiful retreat in Mount Shasta. We are going to be talking today about, well, their specialty in alchemy and the role of alchemy in the awakening of consciousness. And I can't think of any better time to be in the process of awakening consciousness than now. So why don't you just give yourselves a little more of an introduction, and then we'll jump into the conversation. So TIsan, why don't you start with your background in awakening and all that?
Sure. Well, my first, I guess, awakening or spiritual experience go back to when I was 5. First day went to kindergarten in Hong Kong. During the recess, I had an out-of-body experience, and I had no clue what was it about. Literally, probably, I realized that 6 years ago. So there's so many incidents happen in my teenager about, vision and all that. And I just kind of put it away because it's not something that I would talk to my parents in Hong Kong. I'm growing up from a very traditional Chinese family.
But you've always been on a spiritual path, is what you're saying, since a very young child.
Well, I think there was something in me that there was no space and opportunity for me to cultivate and explore until I came to United States and did some intense yoga and meditation, and something just opened up and very clearly to tell me there's something more than just my bare eyes can see. So I just dive in deeper and deeper, did a lot of personal intense work in India. I used to live in India in the ashram, did a lot of services and all that. So come back to recent time, and I've been doing healing, treating people, removing pain in the physical body, emotional level, and cellular level. So that is my niche for healing. And then with my husband, Swaha.
Then you met this actor, right? You met this guy sitting next to you.
And then kind of like our work kind of merge, and then have gone to like different level of healing work.
Right.
So it has
I want to say that Ron and TIsan have been on not just their own healing path, but they've been searching out masters around the world, and they have a video of them talking about the immortals that they found in India. So yeah, then Ron, do you want to tell a little bit about your awakening?
Yeah.
You don't have to.
I really don't know where to start. I can probably, when I was 29, my life took a dramatic change. I got lost in the 60s very badly. And at 29, I was more teachable and open than I was resistant and afraid and angry. And so in my ensuing years, through meditation and through, reading, it really started striking me that I needed to get to India. And in India, much past life practices and knowledge started flowing into me. And many, many, many magical things happened. I've had masters appear to me in physical form on multiple occasions. And, at some point, a refined intuition or psychic vision and downloading started happening. And, it's always been about bringing whatever I found home, to my friends.
Right. That's great. Okay. That brings us, we can go back in the background, but that brings us to alchemy and your both specialties on new alchemy. But let's talk about alchemy and its effect on consciousness and how you both facilitate that change with the things you discovered. So
Sure. So alchemy, the way we know it, is an energetic transfer of information, knowledge, and energy. And each person, because of their individual path, karma, history, openness, ability to see and participate outside of the box of their conditioning and beliefs, benefits to some degree or another. So the alchemy, unlike, let's just say, other substances like plant medicine, it is so gentle and integrative with the person's current reality, and very lovingly and gently downloads to them, encourages them, gives them visions and understandings to help them, to move forward on their path to discover, what their purpose is and how to access the gifts that they have in order to live their purpose.
right. No, actually, yes, that's great. But and TIsan, when I saw you at the expo, the Conscious Life Expo, you were going into like the depth of the way your particular alchemical formulas work. Can you talk about that too, and maybe show what your formulas that your new alchemy?
Yeah, so I think I was talking about almas with you.
Yes,
right?
Ormus. Yes, yes.
So here's our almas. A new alchemy. So yeah, you came to our booth. You brought a friend. Thank you. And I talked to you about almas. What is almas about? And have you heard of Cleopatra bathed in milk and keep herself young? So that is the very ancient element that many masters have been using. It is the alchemical substance that we use to serve the humanity.
What is the substance itself, if you care to give away a trade secret? I mean,
Well,
what?
Okay, I think anybody can go online and Google how to make almas. Okay,
Right.
So basically it is the food grade lye, and then the salt, and also distilled water. However,
Right.
the reason why so many people have amazing healing results from our almas is we don't use just regular distilled water. We use the distilled water that is charged with these Naphtha beads.
And those are, again, say that what they are. I know you've told me, but what are they? You call
Yeah,
those?
these beads, they are coming from the Immortal Yogi from India. It's called Naphtha. You can actually Google it. It's made out of thousands of herbs. Nava means 9, and 9 of the herbs are poison. So it's kind of like an ancient healing secret that in order to have the right degree of healing results, you need to put some poison to create a balance.
Right, but you're not ingesting it. You're just dipping the beads in the ormus solution, right?
So we dip this bead into the water, the distilled water, that how people collect ormus. And then we have in our lab, we have a huge Navapasanam that in a form of Shiva Lingam. It's a supercharged. Yeah, it's supercharged. Yeah, then we don't really show with anybody because it's big. And it's extremely sacred. The energy is high. Yeah.
I would have loved
So that's why we will show it to you one day.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
But
so
you charge the ormus that you make from the salts of like I guess Salt Lake or the Dead Sea. You extract the minerals into white milky sort of substance, which is the milk of Cleopatra, and then you charge it with the beads, the Nagapasana beads, right? Is that what you're saying?
Navapasanam. We charge the distilled water, and when we put the salt and the lye into the Navapasanam distilled water, an energetic portal opens, and the ormus comes into 3D reality through a portal in space and time. And when we collect it, you can actually see the ormus materializing.
Wow. Amazing.
So yeah, it's really fun. And besides the Navapasanam, we collect it in community. So we invite our friends, their children, their grandparents, and there is such a concentration of community and of loving energy. The ormus collected in the community, energized with Navapasanam, creates a huge energetic shift that has moved the coronavirus out of some of our friends that have tested positive in the hospital and felt like they were breathing glass in their lungs.
And what to do? Just take a few drops of the solution?
That's it.
And what does that do? How does it dissolve a virus? Or
well, the mechanisms of how it dissolves the virus, I really can't talk to that. I can tell you, though, that dipping one bead in water that's full of viruses and bacteria transmutes the viruses and the bacteria into medicine. I've drank local water in third world countries, all over the world, and my body's perfectly happy. So
wow. And well, then talk about this transformation of consciousness, that aspect of your work and the alchemy. TIsan.
Yeah.
How does it transform consciousness? Yeah.
Well, it is so beautiful to see how people transform in few minutes. We've been doing a lot of events, going to the, different events in the forest, or not forest. Forest is here in Manchester, in the, what is that called? The desert. And we have a tent and have all these people to come. And because the energy is so high over there, like people, so they're running for program, they're getting very, very tired. And you will see like very tiring body coming into our booth. And we usually will start with ormus, and then you will see like they started to have light, because this is the elements from the light is coming from different dimension. So, and then when they sit down, and then we will introduce more energetic medicine. They are like in a little spiritual soldier like this. And then
What is that other thing? What's that thing you just held up?
Yeah, this is called plasma. So if you go to our website, we have 3 categories other than almas. So the 3 categories, they are all energetic medicine. So one category carries the energy of the immortal yogis from India. So instead of people go to India, travel all the way to India, just tiny little drop, external use only, and anoint themselves any chakra that they are called. And then they got the boost, and they got the healing, they got the energy from the immortal yogi from India. So you will just see them transform right there.
What does that do for their spiritual body and their conscious awakening? How does that affect them?
It's a gentle expansion of the light in their energy field. Right. So, many people get downloads from ascended masters or from, spirit totem guides, and many people channel stuff. So this is an opportunity for everybody, to tap into the specific vibrational frequency of a medicine. For instance, somebody might be drawn to the ladybug essence or the hawk essence, or we even have insect essences like mosquito. So the mosquito essence helps a person to recognize what or who or what job or what set of circumstances is sucking the blood out of their life. So the
that's amazing. Go ahead. So the mosquito,
mosquito essence, the person anoints themselves with it, closes their eyes, and the energy of the mosquito essence interacts with their perceptual conscious awareness, and it brings them the information from the mosquito.
How do you get an essence of mosquito in a little bottle? That's my question. No, I'm serious. How do you make the formula?
That is an interesting answer. And, all I can tell you that, it's a blending of the awakening that happened in India, Egypt, and shamanistic past lives that came together in an understanding that, translated into these medicines. So it's sort of like, when you know something to be true, it is that.
Right. So, and you've created a lot of these. You can mosquito. You have the ormus, and then you have all these little formulas, maybe 100 other formulas, right?
But yeah, we have over 190 products other than ormus.
What I was going to ask you, TIsan, what were you feeling there? It looked like you were having some Kundalini energy move through you.
Wow. I was having a conversation with one of the immortal yogi. So when you're asking how did that tiny little drop can transform the person, she was just talking to me, just letting you know, because of the energy of the immortal yogi is in here. So tiny little drop, when it touches your skin, it is the mutation is started to happen. We have seen people like having tears come out and having a spiritual journey, and then having the experience of how he or she got healed just by anointing themselves just one drop. Because the
Wow.
Immortal Yogis, they're still working for the humanity.
And you're in touch, you have this inner connection with an immortal yogi?
Yes, of course.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
know that. I mean, you're
Yeah.
like psych. So, which immortal yogi is talking to you? That woman?
Yeah, the Myanmar, she lived in the body for 386 years old. Yes.
Yeah, I'll try to find a pic of her online somewhere. But Myanmar, yes, and she's always with you now that
Yeah.
you've
I think
connected with her.
I got initiated since the first day. We went to her samadhi, the area where she beams into light. Instead of dying, she just beamed into light. And her energy was so strong. While we were walking to the entrance, we couldn't even move forward. Her energy just pushed you away. It's like, whoa, did you feel that we were looking at each other? It was like, oh.
And then I went, oh, sorry. May we have permission to come in, please, Ma? And she gave us
Oh,
permission.
you had to have-
Then we could walk in. I'm getting chills all over my
Yeah,
body
me
right
too.
now.
Well, maybe she's here right now. I'm going to see if I can.
Absolutely.
Picture.
She's very,
Maya.
very powerful.
Maya, how you spell Maya? M-A?
Mayam, M-A.
M-A, Maya. I'm going to see if I. Oh, okay. Yeah, I found a picture of her online.
Yeah. Wow.
Let me see.
Well,
if it
make
comes
sure
up
it's
here.
not Maya Mai, because there are few names, couple of
No,
female
it's
things.
Maya. I think it's the Myanmar we're talking about.
Okay, great.
From Salem,
Yeah.
Salem, Tamil Nadu.
Yeah, right. Yeah, let me just see here. Okay, yes. This is her picture.
Yeah,
and-
let's see her.
But right. Let me just see. Let me see here. Do you see that on the
Yes.
screen? This.
Whoa.
She's
Woo.
intense. You're saying she was. Oh, no, not that one. She was 300 years old. Wait, I lost her. Where is she?
386.
386 years old. Wait, let me find her again. 308. And did you meet her in the body or no? Not body.
No, no, because I think she beamed into life like a 2004.
So she didn't die. She beamed into light. She ascended, basically.
Correct.
Yes. Yes.
And
Okay. Let me see.
when her body dissolved at the light, it was like a laser beam shot into this like 5-foot tall pyramid, and that's in her little temple in Salem. And just being around that and meditating, we both connected with her at the same time in different sort of ways.
So in this picture, do you see that picture up now? She's probably over 300 years then, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
easy.
Absolutely.
And didn't the story about her, you told me she used to be in the ocean for hours and hours?
Yeah, she used to hang out in the south of India, where the three oceans meet. So for many years, she was just wandering around, and she would just swim in the ocean and disappear for hours.
Under the water.
And then all of a sudden would just jump out like a mermaid and laughing really wildly. So for many years, people just thought that she was another crazy woman in south of India. So until one day, a dog got hit by a car, guts came out. What she did, she put the dog on her lap and put the guts back in and put her hands on top of the dog body. 20 minutes later, the dog just walked away as if nothing happened. When people saw that, they recognized, oh my gosh, she is a saint. And then people
Wow.
and dogs started to following her.
Well, I'm going to show one other picture that a lot of this is in the video I did with Ron and TIsan about Immortal Yogis, but this is Amma. Do you see Amma?
Yes.
Amma, the Amachi, the hugging saint.
Yeah, Amma was so young.
And she is with Maima, probably right before she ascended the planet, right? So the purpose of alchemy is also to facilitate the light body ascension, or is that's the main purpose of alchemy, right?
I would say that the role or the purpose of alchemy is to awaken consciousness. And as consciousness awakens, the way to ascend or dissolve into light becomes just as apparent and easy as breathing.
And that's the path you both are on, right? You're on those paths.
Absolutely.
And it's not quite as easy as breathing yet, is it, Ron?
Well, you know, I think that
might be. I don't know.
No, I mean, you know, truth of the matter is that without any effort, the experiences that we have that are so far outside of the box happen regularly. So in this body, I have yet to dissolve into light. I would say except one time for a very short period of time. So
what facilitated that process?
Well, all the stuff that we're talking about did, and I would say that my absolute commitment to move straight forward in the face of certain death triggered the light to transmute the physical form. And, you know, I survived a head-on collision that was, you know, orchestrated by a demon.
Oh. And that moment you transformed, huh?
Yes.
You transfigured. Well, I'm going to show people what I always knew that there was a biophotonic potential in each cell to turn our bodies into light. I always knew that as a possibility. I mean, I think that's what you're talking about. I think that's, so you're saying alchemy assists the consciousness to awake that will start to activate the cellular transformation.
Exactly,
right?
Alan. Everybody has that potential in them. So it's just about awakening that potential. And everybody's different. Everybody has their own time frame, their own karmic history, their everything. And so different alchemy, different energy will strike different people in different ways, just like people are attracted to different masters and people most of the time try to marry different people.
Right. But this is a picture I'm showing of Alex Gray's, he calls it the spiritual energy body, but I call this the ascension body, where the crown completely opens, the root chakra and the feet completely open to the earth, and the chakras start to accelerate, and the whole vibratory system of the planet starts to become plasma type light that starts to eventually dissolve into the oneness. And so I discovered this picture after I asked to see a vision of ascension. I said, I want to see, I asked in my kind of meditations, if this is real, show me a picture. And I thought that picture would come to me in a vision, but I went into this museum and I saw that picture. So in a way, that's has a special meaning for me, this picture, because I asked for it and boom, it appeared. So when you ask for something, it doesn't always show up in the way you expect, but it will it will show up. And
Absolutely, Alan. You know, that's wonderful. And it's a great story of, you know, we really have to take responsibility and we have to connect with the masters and the teachers and the ascended masters and God, however you want to describe it. And really, from the depth of our heart, request what we want. And it's been my experience that they're always wanting to help us and to give us. Always.
I just want to say that picture was done by Alex Gray in his Chapel of Sacred Mirrors series, where he actually takes the body through the process of grounding into the physical by showing the systems of the body and then merging into the light back into the oneness. But you're right, Ron, we have to ask for what we want, because I think essentially what you're saying is ascension is easier once you get into that field than having your body just go back to the earth and, you know, be taken by the earth, you know.
Right.
That's what
Some
the
of the
immortal-
masters say, and this is a little rude, but I've heard it multiple times, death is losing.
Right.
Losing the
True.
opportunity.
Right. Because our potential is what the Tibetans call the rainbow body, the golden light body, it's what the Melchizedek tradition. I mean, actually every tradition, if you look at their mystery schools, have elements of this transformation, the golden body of light. So what we've been taught about, you know, death has become a kind of collective consciousness, but our true potential is the transformation into light. And it's a process, you know, because we're so programmed by the culture that, you know, we're here to overcome. And I think what you're saying is your products facilitate that change. Is that what you're saying, TIsan?
Right.
Or
The products facilitate the awakening in a personal, unique way to get out of the conditioning, the belief system from the culture, so that one can connect then directly with the energies to live their life to the fullest, you know, and we all have the potential for dissolving into light and coming back with a full solid body. You know, some of the ascended masters show back up. Jesus has a variety of times manifested in the Jesus body.
Once you bring the body to that vibration, you can lower the vibration and bring it here. I just got a message by probably one of your people, Eleni, who said the product has magnetized me to connect to 5D people here on Earth in my practice. So, but
yeah,
he's not,
a friend of ours in Washington, D.C.
Right, but TIsan, tell me, do you feel the shift in vibration? Do you feel closer to that because you've been doing the products for a while now? What's your experience?
I would say the products are tools, and depends on what kind of tools do you need. Kind of like if you're a chef, what kind of knife do you need? Okay, this is really amazing for me. I have a lot of amazing experience. When we sit down, sometimes we have 100 and something, okay, tools. So sometimes we will meditate and try this, try that, and we have amazing journey. So go back to what you guys were talking earlier.
Oh, no, go ahead, finish your thought. Go ahead, yes.
Yeah, so I can share some story. Like, for example, one of our clients in Belgium, I went there and taught a class, And she has been on a journey for many, many years. Okay. So when I gave her one of our essences, which is unicorn, okay, as soon as she anointing herself, she start laughing like a kid for like a 2-3 minutes. And then just after that, she said, she caught herself, said, oh my God, yeah, I have been too serious. I need to be more joyful
and playful.
And actually many ascent master, for example, like Maya Ma, we spent some time to meet with her only disciple. He doesn't really speak English, but his energy is so childlike. It's really like 5-year-old boy, in an adult body.
Maya Ma, the
Remember
300-year yogi.
Yeah. She has only one disciple. Okay. So he's just like this, like a little boy, like touching me like this. Hey, like this. It's just bubbling with childlike energy. So many beings, they are like this. When they reach that level, they're out of the 3-dimensional things. They don't have the fears. They're not running life with fears and greed. They're just like a child. So a lot of time we're living in the society, so many things because of what we need to do, what we need to achieve. It's like really bottling up a lot of heaviness in here.
Right.
So our alchemy can help people to open the heart, be more happy and bring more joy so that you can connect with the light, kind of like a direct connection.
Yeah, safer, non-chemical.
Yes. Go ahead. Safer, non-chemical. But I was going. Yes. What? Can you hear me? Did I lose?
Yeah. Go ahead, Alan.
No. I was going to hear and listen to what you're saying because.
Oh,
I was just looking for the.
Yeah, safer and non-chemical. Many people have told us, wow, that was like ayahuasca, or that was like, mushrooms or whatever it is. And then they'd say, but there's no disorientation, there's no side effects, there's no vomiting, there's no getting sick. And I'm very, very happy. So,
you have some visitors?
No.
Yeah, it's a post office lady.
That's okay. This is the real world. Ellen, he also says, when I used Ormus the first time, it took this pain out of my breast. I had a tightness and my friend gave me a sample. Then I used it. My life became like a child. Activates the pineal. That's amazing. Also, while Ron's talking, I want to show parts of the video that we did of the Immortal Yogi, okay? And maybe
Great.
you could walk over that a little bit. Do you see Bogathar? You see him there?
Yes.
Okay, here, who was Boganathar?
Boganatha is one of the Immortal Yogi in south of India. There are 18 of them. So he is the one who created Navapasanam. And there's a temple in Palani, has a statue that's made out of Navapasanam that made by Boganatha. It's like this.
Okay, I'm going to play a little bit. I'm going to play a little of this video. Let's see.
Is Babaji's teacher.
And Babaji's probably. Oh, wait, let me go back to that. Who'd you find and where did they kind of knowledge? Who'd you find there?
I think that through our past life connection, Boganathar, who is Babaji's teacher.
And Babaji is probably the most famous of the immortal sittas.
Boganathar installed a Navapasanam statue of Lord Subramunya, which is Lord Shiva's oldest son, in a temple in Palani in South India. And Boganathar took Jiva Samadhi, which is the term used to describe when the physical body dissolves into light while alive, turns into light, and that light beings somewhere.
Amazing, right? So yes, that's a little, people can go find that video. I'll post that where you can find it, but that's the search for Immortal Yogis. But there's a little bit of a disconnect. The Immortal Yogis didn't necessarily use alchemy, or did they use alchemy to achieve that sense? I mean, what's that connection? Or you're giving people
Yeah.
a tool to.
Right, right. So the medicines are inspired by the Immortal Yogis, and some of the medicines come directly from them. At the same time, there are other alchemical substances that reduce aging. Many of the Immortal Yogis lived for a very, very long time, hundreds and hundreds of years. Some of them took some of these age-reducing alchemical formulas called Kaya Kalpa. Dadaji, who's in excess of 300 years, documented at 230, took Kaya Kalpa at least twice. So it isn't something that is required. It's something that is available for those that get a yes in that direction. And if you get a yes, it's just as important if you get a no. So learning to follow our inner guidance is really what the name of the game is. Like Maya Ma said, bring 2 kilos to the north. I didn't know what it was for, but I just followed the instructions. And when I got to the north of India, I was shown how to make the Siddha medicines. And the 2 kilos of vibhuti was sort of the door opening test. Can he follow directions?
And so you got that telepathically, and you just followed the instruction.
Yeah.
Then you realized what it was for. So, TIsan, are you getting any other messages from Maya Ma that you want to deliver to us?
Well, it's from another Immortal Yogi. We have many photos in this room of them, and I'm just looking at one of them and just, guessing energy flush, because we actually went to his place. His name is Kakapushanta, and not that many people knows him.
Which one is he? The
So
one that gets does he get the stuff poured on top of him? Is that the guy? The water?
No.
Uh-oh.
No, that's Maha Ananda Siddha. Siddha is going to live 500 years, and he hasn't eaten any food since 2003. He hasn't slept, and he hasn't drank any water.
That's not, but let me, wait, tell me, I was going to show that picture of him a little bit while you're talking, but then I also want to hear about the other person you're talking about. Let me just show this part of that other Immortal Yogi here.
Our moment is every year he will receive the Abhishekam. Which is on April 13th.
Where they pour milk and
Water, coconut water. And I had an opportunity just standing right next to him as it just like this. Every time when the liquid poured onto his body, I was like, vibration was so strong. It was so powerful.
How did he get to that place?
Well,
all right, that's anyway, you feel the energy when you see him, right?
Do you feel the energy, Alan?
I felt something, well, because of my connection to you guys, but he's going to be 500 years old. You said he's going to live to be 500. That's his plan.
That's what Shiva told him. Shiva appeared to him in a body and told him, "You'll never eat, sleep, or drink any liquid, and you'll live 500 years."
So he doesn't eat, drink, or sleep. What does he do all day? That's what most people spend their life doing.
He manages 3 shifts of people that are building a 7-story temple up the side of a mountain.
Wow. Wow. And but who was the other yogi you were looking at in your room there, TIsan? Who were you saying?
Kakabushanda.
Yeah, Kakabushanta. And we actually, it was very beautifully orchestrated when we went to his temple, because we were told, go to this mountain, because Bhoganatha was there. And then we have our driver took us there, and we couldn't find anywhere, but we only found a small temple. So I said, okay, let's go to this small temple and ask for the priest. And then after a puja, because the priest, if you went to India, the priest want to have puja, especially for foreigner, right? So we did our puja. And then later on, we talked to him about Kakabushanta. The moment when he heard Kakabushanta, he was like, oh, like Kakabushanta. It's like, you know about Kakabushanta. And then he was so excited, and then took us, come. And then took us to a temple, which is very close to his temple. It's walking distance, like literally less than 5 minutes. And then when there, look, oh my God, he said, Kakabushanta, over 7,000 years. Woo! So his statue was inside, it's like over 7,000 years. And there was the
statue's over 7,000 years, or Kakabushanta himself is over 7,000 years.
Well,
Yeah.
what he said, the statue is 7,000 years. Who knows how old is Kakabushanta? So the amazing thing is, we went there 2 times, and we only saw one man who is managing the temple, and one man went in and meditate. That's all.
So some of these places, the vibration is so high and so intense that most people can't go. It was the same thing at the Desapasanam temple that Bogar installed. There was only like 20 people there, but in Palani, where Bogar installed a Navapasanam, thousands and thousands and thousands of people.
Right. So it's
So
amazing.
I think that Kakabushanda, I think Kakabushanda is a longhead, is an alien, quite honestly.
Yes, he looks like he could be. So you've been on this amazing journey, which is why I'm friends with you, because I love your adventures and your discoveries. So if people were going to start, like, let's profile some of your products, because if people are going to start somewhere, or where do they order, and what would they start with to start to activate an awakening of consciousness?
Well, they can go to our website, anualchemy.com, ANUALCHEMY.com. And, you know, the Ormus is a perfect place to start. And then to go into some of the smaller bottles. And this stuff is so potent that 1 drop is enough for 12 people. So it's only 2 milliliters, but it is really, really potent. And, you know, people can start with blue plasma. They can start with protection if they feel like they need protection.
So
every single product.
Right. They could tune into what, but they go to a New Alchemy. The first thing is one of those, hold that bottle of Ormus up again you have there. And that lasts for how long, that Ormus?
A month to a month and a half, depending on how much you use. If you take 3 drops once or twice a day, it'll probably last 5 weeks. On our website, I think there's some pictures of me 10 years ago, and I look 20 years younger today than I did 10 years ago. So I put the Ormus all over my face. I just put it in the palm of my hand.
Right.
and just,
I like it yeah, I love that. When I have some supplies of that, I do put it on my face, and it kind of makes the skin translucent or something, doesn't it? I mean,
yeah, and it tightens the skin. It's like a natural Botox.
I'm gonna have to get some more of that. Okay.
Yeah,
Also, it shifts consciousness. It's a shifting
does.
of amazing, amazing. So, and then they would take that and use the other products. Is there a certain meditation you recommend along with that, or a certain inner process? TIsan.
Well, there's no rules in terms of meditation, and I think many people have their own thing. Even though people do not do meditation, do not practice meditation, when they anointing themselves, just close your eyes and feel the energy of that medicine is enough. They will have their own journey.
And then
there is no
Yeah.
right path. There really is no right path. Everybody is drawn to what they need for good reasons or for bad reasons. So along the way, to gain insight, understanding, and wisdom from our experiences helps us to make more refined choices as we move forward. But every experience that we had, some of which might be, said to be bad experiences, there's tremendous opportunities for learning. So there's one medicine that's called Find the Light in the Dark. So if people have had, traumatic experiences, or they found out their teacher was sleeping with everybody, or that the teacher was really a black magician, like John of God and some of these other ones that have come out, Find the Light in the Dark will help the individual to find why they were drawn to that person, what they completed, what was there for them. Maybe it's to discover in some past life they did that sort of thing. And in forgiving oneself, one can have compassion for somebody that's going through that.
So you guys are on, I know your life is dedicated though to this spiritual practice. You eat certain foods, you do physical processes, you're living at a sacred planetary power spot. So you're really on your way. And then the secret ingredient, and maybe we'll go on this in another show, is the working out of personal karma in relationships, right?
Oh, let me tell you, that is the most powerful alchemy there is.
Yes, right, TIsan? Tell me about that a little bit, how it's a process.
Well, I think when you can really live with somebody and two person are willing to look in, and discover why I'm getting frustrated with this person, why I'm getting irritated, why I'm upset now because of what he said, what he did, actually is all go back to the root cause of my childhood or past life, So the beauty of our life is we are committed in our sacred relationship. Instead of blaming each other, we're committed to go really deep. What have been bothering me all this year is not because of what you just did or what you just said. It is the wound in me that hasn't been healed. So it is very beautiful because, like, honestly, today, we are a brand new couple.
Today?
Versus to like a few months ago. Yes, today.
Oh, really?
Because of the involvement.
What
because of the
happened, you said?
evolvement that we have been doing. We
Okay,
have been
evolution,
evolving,
yes.
every single
Yes.
week, every single moment. So how I see him
What
today is very different than a few months ago.
what was it that helped you evolve the most in this last few months? What did you look at, confront, deal with? If you want to share.
Yeah, I think we have been practicing collaboration, because we are coming from different culture. We have very different background. We are coming from even different generation, so we have all these differences. So we learn how to collaborating with each other. Instead of, I am like this, I'm not going to change, and you come in, you better just accept who I am. That is called compromising.
Right.
So compromising will leave a trace of bitterness in that person.
Yes, you're right. So what's the alternative to compromise?
So instead of compromising, we just need to be open to talk to each other and trying to find a happy medium way how to collaborating.
Sometimes it's about just giving space and holding space for the other to, sort of sit with what happened and to allow it to filter into an awareness of, oh, this is my wound on this. This belongs to me on that. Sometimes it's about saying, wow, I feel kind of funny or stupid with what just happened. And, just sort of stating how I feel rather than you made me feel stupid.
Right. So you sit with your own feelings. And
right, and taking 100% the goal is to take 100% responsibility for how I feel, how I don't feel, what I understand, what I don't understand, if I'm confused, if I'm looking for something other than what I got from you. It's my deal.
right. Is that then the secret to the ascension process, what you're laying out? Deal with your own stuff, use tools to help awaken consciousness, practice the exercise and the diet and keep going to the light. I mean, is that the formula that you're putting out? Because it sounds good.
Yeah, diet is important. I mean, putting, crap and chemicals into the body, is just more work to have to transmute that. At some point, I guess it really doesn't matter what you eat. But right now, I think that, putting nothing but good fuel into the body, and quite honestly, it's not very much. We really
Right.
don't eat very much. Maybe,
I know, I saw it. Yeah, I saw that.
maybe
But
the
one more
equivalent.
of
Go
what?
ahead.
Maybe the equivalent of what? No, you finish what you were
The
saying. You
volume,
went of,
the volume of food every day is maybe the equivalent of, in volume, of maybe 2 or 3 apples. And then there's lots of herbs that we take, and we eat wild-crafted mountain food.
there's some great people in Mount Shasta. There's a guy named there's a woman named Grace who you might want to hook up with there, and I'm sure you know Jonathan. He's been around there, and lots of great people. But one more thing I think we should address before we close is the situation that the world is in right now, and everyone is on their own spiritual retreat in a way. What advice, what comment would you say about the process we are in as a planetary civilization? TIsan, what are you getting from the masters?
Yeah, so, like everything else, it's an opportunity. So if people are feeling, really good about isolating and having so much quiet time by themselves, then that's good. If people are getting irritated and upset, that's good. And look at what is that triggering inside, what is ready to come to the surface, and so all of the circumstances of our life can result in one of two things. Either we get closer to God, spirit, consciousness, we become more aware, more surrendered, more able, or we move away. So every set of circumstances, there's a choice to be made. How do I want to, work with what's up in me right now? So whether it's the coronavirus or whether it's, a date or a wife, whatever it is, it's the same formula. Be present.
Working, yeah. Be present and
Yeah. Work on self. Work on self. Take responsibility.
Yeah, it's a great time for every individuals to go deeper. It's like we have more time to do something. What is that things? It is your personal choice. So for people who are more awakened, it's a perfect time to go deeper. And for people who need to, like running a 3D life, it's perfect time to connect with your children more and connect with your loved ones. I mean, I personally look at it in a deeper level. I think it is good for the humanity, although I feel sad for those there who, pass away. But if you look at a bigger picture, first time in the history, after 30 years, the first time that people can see the tip of Himalayas mountain.
Yeah.
The air is much better. It's kind of like it's awakening people. Hey, do we really need to stretch our time and energy for so intense? And in order to pay the bills, do we have to do that?
No, I think this is a great time to develop that inner technology that we have waiting to be activated. So you're right. We have to go beyond survival.
Yep.
Beyond.
It's possible, Alan, dipping one Navapasana bead in water that gives Westerners dysentery in India. 3 dips of the Navapasana bead transmutes the viruses and the germs. It's the same thing on an energetic level, transmuting, airborne viruses, transmuting 5G radio wave technologies. We have the capability, of living in an environment that, if we can and are ready to tune in, that really has just the opposite effect on us.
I know we've been given a gift and we're here to receive that.
Yeah, receive
Nature.
it. Yeah, receive it and to give it to others, which is, one of the things I've been doing is I've sent out hundreds of samples of one of the medicines that I brought back from India the last time. I sent it all over the world. Some of the countries aren't receiving mail from the US, like Dubai and India, but, I really like, sharing the medicine. Some of the stuff that they give me, they say, give this to your friends, and they give it to me for free, and I give it away for free.
Well, it's great work you guys are doing and very much giving back for the evolution of the planet. I appreciate you. Hope to visit you in Shasta.
Yes,
maybe,
please come.
Yes, maybe this summer. Any final words from Mayima? Do you have a transition for us?
Yeah, hello.
Something?
We'll connect with the heart. Always is the heart, and just enjoy whatever that is happening now.
Yes. Yes. And this is our process of awakening. So a new alchemy for Ron and TIsan and their products. And can you show that bottle one more time so people know what they're getting, what they're looking for? Yeah, it's gold on the front there. It's real alchemy. And these are the little bottles there. And yes, thank you, guys. And it's they're not much to order online, right? I mean,
No,
they're
no. The Ormus is $54. Unless people buy 10, then they're 27. And the plasmas are 22, and the essences are, forget how much are the
I think
essences?
13.
13.
Something.
mhm. All
So
right.
we have been, actually, we have been extending our sales for the almost from 88 to 54, especially a couple of our friends got positive results from our almost. After being diagnosed, they have positive of coronavirus. So we extended the sales. Hopefully we can help more people.
So it works because it's changing vibrational field. I mean, you can't put it out there as a cure, but it's an assisting process or something.
It is, the Ormus awakens the natural ability in the body to transmute disease. So the Ormus is a tool, but the individual has to pick up the tool, and use it. So it's the individual that does the cure. The Ormus is simply a tool to awaken the individual to their ability to do it.
Well, on the other aspect, we did send our almost to the lab. We also want to see on a scientific level, how do they read from our almost. So apparently, our almost have trace of minerals and magnesium, and also is very good for the digestive system. So we have an MD friend look at the report. He just keep nodding the head and said, good stuff, very good stuff, very good stuff, So there's different aspect of look at this energetic medicine. So I always look at the result. If we have a couple of friends that got positive and after taking this for 2 days and the pains got reduced and went to check again, got negative, I mean, that's proof.
Yeah. No,
I'm
it's
very practical.
No, thank you guys for spending some
welcome.
time. We'll do more. I love these live sessions. The chat got a little wild, but it was pretty good with you guys. And
Thank
thanks.
you,
But
Alan.
stay in touch, and I appreciate all your work. I'm gonna just put with some my logo there, New Reality. It's me without a beard. And I've been talking to Ron TIsan Holman, and they are the creators of A New Alchemy. I'm Alan Steinfeld for New Realities. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to this channel and you will get all the latest live interviews at about an hour and a half, 5 p.m. Eastern time. I'm going to be interviewing Chris Grissom. The Ecstasy is the New Frequency is one of her books. She's a real alchemical, transformative person. So thank you all for watching. Stay tuned and see you soon. Thank you, everyone. Chat.
Love you. Thank you.